What's up, guys? Hello and welcome to another video courtesy of yours truly, the Day-to-Day Gamer. We are looking at Mists of Pandaria, the 4th expansion for World of Warcraft, and this is the beta, which means that if you don't have access, you cannot play quite yet. So if you are one of those folks, this is your chance to get a sneak peek at the game, some of the stuff that you can look forward to, and some full-on walkthrough guides of the areas in case you're wanting to prepare yourselves for some quick leveling or whatever you want to get from it, basically. So yeah, if you notice, I'm standing here in Orgrimmar, and you're probably wondering, well, why the hell are you in Orgrimmar for the beta? Because there's nothing new here. Well, you would be correct, but I figured that this would be a cool opportunity to take a look at the class that I control anyways, which is a Mage, and some of the changes that they did specifically to the Mage class. And I might do it with some other classes, but honestly I'm not too comfortable with them. I've only ever played a Mage as intensively, or the most intensive I've played a class is the Mage, and I don't want to start saying, hey, this is a change, and then have someone post a comment saying they've had that since vanilla, man. So yeah, let's take a look around here. So my talents have been reset, so I'm missing a bunch of stuff here. Character panel is pretty much the exact same. Reputation is all the exact same. Currency is all the exact same. Nothing in there. But once we get into skills, there are going to be some changes, I can almost guarantee, especially because now it says active and passive. So they've gotten rid of the spells being for specific talent trees. So there aren't fire, frost, and arcane talents. Rather, there's just active talents and passive talents. So maybe that's good. Maybe you like that. Maybe you don't. I honestly don't know if I like it yet. It's pretty new. So if I'm taking a quick look through here, I'm sure some of these talents, I'm sure some of these spells do some different things now. But if we're just taking a look through to see if we see anything new, I don't see anything new whatsoever. But passively, I'm sure there's a few, because apparently they've taken a bunch of basically the talents that you would have had before in the old talent tree, that were sort of the ones that you had to get if you wanted to compete in your class, have now been transferred into just being passive skills. So like Burning Soul, for instance, reduces the casting time lost from taking damage and attacks by 70%. That used to be a talent that you can get in the fire tree early on. Now you just get it automatically. So any of those things that they considered stuff that everyone would grab, you just start off with, which is fantastic. So yeah, they're all in here, and I guess when you specialize, you get a whole shit ton more, because right now there's not a whole lot. But so if we go into the specialization and talents, we can actually pick the tree we want, and I have two. I was a fire frost mage before. It's been a while. So I'm going to go and spec into fire. It shows you the skills that you get as part of this tree. Pyroblast at level 10, Fireball level 12, Inferno Blast at level 24. Inferno Blast is a new name for, God, I can't even remember. Oh man, someone's gonna put it in the comments as soon as I post this video, but this was called something else before. Critical Mass multiplies the critical strike chance of your Fireball, Frost Fireball. That's kind of weird. That's almost a passive skill. Dragon's Breath, Combustion. Man, look at the mana costs too. I didn't notice that. The mana costs are all pretty fixed. 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 10,000, and 4,000. That's weird. It's weird that they're just so exact like that. Anyways, so it looks like they made some changes here as well. Mastery is Ignite, which I believe is the same as that burn effect. Yeah. Frost, Water Elemental, Frostbolt, Fingers of Frost, Icy Veins, Frozen Orb, Brain Freeze, and Frost Burn. Jeez, I am having trouble speaking today. Nothing new there either, from what I can tell. I'm sure like there might be little nuances or little things in here that are different, but honestly, I'm not going to get into like, well, these values are different, and this has a quicker casting time, because if I knew all that offhand, man, like I would be working for World of Warcraft at this point. Arcane Blast, Arcane Charge. Arcane Charge, is that new? I haven't been an Arcane Mage in a while. Maybe someone can help point that out. But that may be the only one I can see that's new. The other ones have all been here before. So, all right, we'll spec into fire here. Get ourselves a bunch of abilities. I won't even do my secondary just yet. So we got a whole bunch of our stuff, and now we can go in, and I would assume they'd be under active and passive for maybe a couple. Fireball is in there. Inferno Blast is in there. Frost Firebolt's there already. Pyroblast. Molten Armor is already down there. For some reason I thought I remember having more spells on my hotbar. What am I missing? Oh, that orb. Frost Orb or Fire Orb. Frost Fire Orb, depending on how you spec before, is strangely not present here. That's kind of weird. I wonder what they did to that. Oh, maybe it's actually in here. Let's see. We never actually covered the talents. Talents. So this is the new talent tree right here. You basically get new talents at these specified levels. You choose from 3 at each level. They tried to make them a lot more unique, where you don't have to pick a specific one just because of your spec. Only time will tell whether or not that works out. This is my first time trying it, so let's actually go through this. Let's spend our talents and see how it feels. So, Scorch the enemy for 7,043 fire damage. Can be cast while moving. Alright, so that basically incorporates improved Scorch from Cataclysm into Scorch already. Presence of Mind, I remember, activated your next mage spell with a casting time of less than 10 seconds is instant, and Ice Flows allows you to move while casting and channeling the next 2 mage spells that have a basic cast or channel time less than 4 seconds. This spell may be cast while a cast time spell is in progress. That's a little complicated, but that's also pretty cool. I think I get it. Presence of Mind would be hell of a cool thing to have for just instant pyroblasts here and there. Scorch is good too, though, for when you're either you have to move on a boss fight or whatever, or just if you don't want to spend a lot of mana and you just want to spam some spells. Just because I've had Scorch before, let's try Presence of Mind. Let's try it out. Who knows if that's going to be good. You guys can't tell me I'm wrong, because you know Blizzard's new philosophy. No talent here is the wrong choice. Alright, Temporal Shield. Envelops you in a Temporal Shield for 4 seconds. Damage taken while shielded will be healed back. Suppresses movement slowing effects and increases your movement speed by 150% for 1.5 seconds. May only be activated after taking a melee or spell hit greater than 2% of your total health, or after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor. Okay. And instantly shields you, absorbing that much damage. Yeah, I like Ice Barrier. Why not? None of those are super important to me, but I'll take that one. Ring of Frost, I remember that from Frost, when I used to be a Frost Mage a lot. So that's pretty much the same, it seems. Ice Ward. This is what Ice Ward always was. And Frostjaw silences and freezes the target in place for 8 seconds. I like Frostjaw, so I'm taking that. Ring of Frost wouldn't be bad either, actually, to be honest. But because it's the same, I think pretty sure this is a new spell, we'll take Frostjaw. Greater Invisibility. So this is the survival one, I'm pretty sure. Just judging by what all of these are. So this is basically helps your invisibility. 20 seconds. Damage reduced by 9%. Okay. Cauterize is what it always was, which I always used to really like. So I think I'm probably going to go with that one. And Cold Snap is probably what it always was. Yes, it is. We'll go with Cauterize. And okay, this one seems to be more new stuff. Another Tempest. Places another Tempest on the target, which deals 19,279 arcane damage over 11.64 seconds. Each time Nether Tempest deals damage, an additional 50% of that damage is also dealt to a random target within 10 yards. That's kind of interesting. Additional 50% damage, 10 yards. Okay, so it's kind of like the arcane version of Living Bomb, which is right here. Living Bomb is what it always was. Limit of 3 targets. Global cooldown, yeah. And Frost Bomb is, after 5.37 seconds, the bomb explodes, dealing 17,832 frost damage to the primary target, and roughly half that to frost damage to all other targets within 10 yards. All affected targets are slowed. That's pretty good too. I'm going to go with Living Bomb just because it's what I'm comfortable with. I'd like to play around with the other two though, because they seem pretty neat. Okay, so another thing to note is Dust of Disappearance, which was for glyphs before, is now appearing on your talents, which makes me think that you can actually use Dust of Disappearance to go back a step on the talent tree or wipe it completely, which is kind of cool. That would be a lot easier than having to respec all the time just to fix one thing, so that might be neat if you want to just change one talent. And it would give, oh god, Inscriptionists another thing to sell Dust of Disappearances for, make some cash, since they don't make as much money, most of the time anyways, as some of the other professions. Alright, so, glyphs. Looks pretty much the same. I'm sure there's some new ones in here, but nothing that sticks out as like, okay, this is huge. Aside from the fact that prime glyphs are gone, so if you notice here, these used to be prime glyphs, then these used to be major, and minor was in the center. Basically, primes are gone. Major, 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 minor, 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 I believe. So yeah, they got rid of the primes and incorporated them into other areas, I suppose. So let's look at some of these. Combustion increases the duration of the damage over time effect and the cooldown of combustion by 100%. So the duration of the damage is increased by 100%, but the cooldown is increased by 100%, so it's doubled. So that's kind of a give and take. I don't even have some of these. Yeah, they got rid of a lot of the prime ones. I thought maybe they moved some of the prime ones into majors. Doesn't look like it. It looks like these are more things you have to actually think about most of the time, instead of just being a direct, hey, you get more damage for Firebolt here, so clearly you're going to want this. I'm not going to go through them all right now. Unless you guys want me to, I will come back and surely do that. I'm not sure what you guys would rather see. There are some cool minor ones, it seems like Critter Morph. When cast on critters, your polymorph spell now lasts 1 day and can be cast on multiple targets. Wow. That's kind of weird. When would you want to polymorph critters? I don't know. Whatever, that seems kind of cool. What else is new in here? Loose Mana now restores mana over 6 seconds rather than instantly. So it gives you mana healing over time. Monkey and Penguin, Conjuring, Rapid Teleportation. After casting a teleport spell or into a mage portal, your movement speed is increased by 70%. That's kind of cool. And your Ritual of Refreshment spell no longer requires the assistance of other raid members to complete. That's pretty cool too. So there's some pretty neat ones in here. Like I said, I can cover that more in depth if you guys want. I'm not like, I don't know all the ins and outs of all these of the classes and the spells. I'm not going to claim to be one of those elitist guys who knows the exact way to tweak a character. I don't at all. I've been playing off and on since 2004, so a long time, but I've never been that hardcore into it. So hopefully this is more of like a casual perspective for you guys. I'm more than willing to showcase whatever you guys want to see, whether it's achievements or the dungeons when they pop up, or anything that you guys really want. I'm in the beta, and so I know some of you aren't, and this is my opportunity to let those people have a little taste of it, and hopefully have something to tide themselves over before the actual game comes out. So I'm not sure what else I can cover in here. There is not a whole lot more that I'm seeing with mages. There's a few other things I can probably cover that aren't so much with the mage class. Maybe I'll do that. Let's take a look at some achievements, because I'm sure that some of you are kind of curious what they're adding to the game. So we'll take a quick peek around. Whenever we see something cool, we'll take a look. The new gear. Why don't I have the epic one? My second trinket. Are you kidding me?